Welcome to Reality After Show coverage of Netflix's Million Dollar Secret, Episode 7. This is the Million Dollar Secret After Show. I'm Jonny Fairplay. That's Bobby Goodsby. You can find him at Goodsby Bobby because he learned after many months of me yelling at him to eliminate needless numbers and underscores. But also joined our favorite Deal No Deal Island season 2 contestant. He keeps the numbers because his favorite number is 12. He was born in December. I know lots of things about Phillip Solomon. It's Phillip Solomon.
What is up, my boys? Can you hear that ring? Can you hear that ring?
Is that Justin Timberlake?
Is that just who's Jessica Biel's husband again? I don't remember, but
it's the ring. It's the ring, and he has 2 sisters.
It's an omen. It's an omen somewhere. It is definitely an omen.
Aren't you guys going to ask me if I'm okay? Aren't you going to ask me if I'm okay?
No. I don't care if you fall 12 times in front of me. I'm going to do nothing but laugh because that's what I do. And according to Phillip and the reels that he sends me, that's what black people do.
All of them. Every last one.
Phillip, you had a question for me. Phillip and I don't know if it's secretly chat. We DM. And he sends me things, half of which I'm not sure he should. But what was your question for the day, Phillip?
My question from yesterday is, if you were black for one day, what is the one thing you would do? What is like thing number 1 on the list? You wake up and you are Jonny Fairplay. I was going to change your name. I don't know why I thought you had to have a new name. But anyway, Jonny Fairplay, but black. So what's the one thing you want to do before anything else?
I'm going to put a caveat on this, and I guess it can be Jonny, and Jonny could potentially be a girl's name. So if I woke up a black female,
fair,
I would immediately get a job at the DMV. I would have really long nails,
okay,
and
great.
I would type one finger at a time with my really long nails.
That is great.
Is that the correct answer?
I mean, I'll take that. Yeah, totally.
Too soon?
No, never. No, I think you're fine. I think.
Have you been to the DMV? This is kind of a thing.
I have.
You would think in a occupation in which I feel speed could be useful, and typing is literally the number one thing you're doing. Super long nails and the ability to use multiple fingers should be a prerequisite. No, sir.
And yet it is an inconvenience that you're even there. And that's the best part.
It very much is an inconvenience that I'm even there. So yeah, that would be that would be it for me.
If it were me and I woke up a vanilla villager, I think the first 2 things I would do, it would be a tie between walking through the mall, like through an expensive store without having to put my hands in my pockets, and learning how to play hockey. Either one, I'll take it.
I feel like hands in the pockets are more sus.
You would think that, right? And yet I'm like, no, we're not going to be anywhere. No,
it's not.
No, absolutely not.
That's not the case.
Nope, never.
I feel like you're coming to breakfast after receiving the $1 million.
I mean,
there's one rule. Put your fucking hands in your pockets. You got the $1 million.
What a good transition, though. Thank segue. We love to see it.
Yes. So, all right, it's episode 7, A Tale of Two Sisters. Hold on, I'm looking. I'm looking at the comments, and I think this is a testament to this podcast. We have Matt Wilson here, and Matt says, "I can't watch for long as I haven't even caught episodes 7 or 8 yet, but I wanted to say that Phillip is a great guest to have on for these episodes."
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. It means the world that someone wants to hear me talk.
Hot take.
Hot take.
All right. Bobby didn't watch the episodes either. He's out. So.
He said, you know what? I quit.
So, or he's gone to analyze Corey's bad reads. There'll be plenty of time for that.
Wow.
Wow. Dolores and Tom Sandoval are just.
I wasn't wrong, right?
They're just like, I like this guy. He's figured it out. So, all right, well, it's time for breakfast, and everyone enjoy your breakfast because it's the most important meal of the day. So you're a fitness guru. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I go in so hard. Egg whites, like all of them. I'm like in there, the meats, all of it.
Wow. See, like when I'm trying to lose weight, I skip breakfast, but then I find myself struggling because like I like to run as soon as possible, but I also want it to be warm.
I'm the same
And
way there.
so if it doesn't get warm, because I run outside, I hate the treadmill. So if it doesn't get warm till 2, I'm waiting till 2, and I won't eat until after I run because I want I want it to be warm, and I don't want anything on my stomach before I run. And but I found myself more recently going, you know what? Dinner is a lot easier to skip.
Yeah, so I do starved cardio like first thing in the morning, like anywhere from 4:30 to 6 a.m. in there. And then I do big breakfast after your meal should actually get smaller throughout the day. So you want to think about like an upside down pyramid. While you were gone, Bobby, we turned this into a nutrition and fitness podcast. We're making a small left. We're making a small left, but you're all good. Great.
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad I missed out because I know nothing about any of this.
No,
so.
we
Egg
are
whites.
fully
Egg
aware.
whites is all you missed. It's fine.
Yeah, Johnny tried to get me to run up a mountain one time, and then
No,
after a few shots,
I took him to the gates of Runyon Canyon, and Bobby almost
Gates of
threw
hell.
up looking at the first incline.
That is a Caucasian ass activity. Nope, absolutely not. I'm out.
It's
no,
great.
he decided to give me a couple of shots and eat a burrito with Chef Aaron from what was it from Master Chef, and
Yeah.
then go walk a mountain.
Yeah, no, I'm
it's
good on the hiking. I'm good on
small
that.
one. I lived in the building right beside the gates of Runyon Canyon when I lived in LA, and I would go if you got up early enough, you would see Bob Barker almost every single morning. He goes
Sweet.
Runyon Canyon. And then Bert and I would sometimes take the more extreme trail to the left, and you would see racing past you at a furious rate Sheryl Crow.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
But my favorite part of Running Canyon is seeing the girls that had never done Running Canyon before, but had heard about it, whatever the version of TikTok was back then. So full makeup, time to do Running Canyon, and literally walking down the canyon looking like a clown because it full makeup is not your friend in 88 degrees and sweat.
I mean, speaking of clown, let's hop right into episode 7.
Oh yeah, Kyle.
So many. Welcome
Kyle,
to the circus.
Kyle begins where we left off, and he confronts Sam. He's like, "Look, you were either the millionaire or you had an agenda. I just want to apologize and let the viewers know at home because I haven't got many confessionals. I'm playing for my mom."
I think we get a nice arc out of Kyle. Again, I think we always kind of know Kyle as a player. He has a lot of big plans, but not a lot of follow through with it. But I will say this is one of the first episodes that the first episode that I felt like I got to know him as a person as well as a player, which is great. But we also know that is a red flag for you more than likely will be leaving.
Yeah, I felt I was watching an episode of Australian Survivor. I'm like, here's someone they haven't shown in 12 episodes.
Yeah, it felt like, okay, this is just the lead up. We got to give you at least some content so people know who you are before you go home. And it's like standard 101 with reality show.
There we go. Well, Peter's here. The box has been moved, but everyone's still having breakfast, so you don't know yet. And this is quite the twist. The millionaire has a kill shot agenda advantage. So that means 2 people could go home, but only 1 if the millionaire is voted out. And 1 person will be getting a clue about the millionaire. And here's where we reflect back to episodes 1 through 3 when we have minimal emotional attachment to these players because they are scared to say anything about themselves, about their lives, about their families, about their occupation, about their siblings. And comes in handy if you literally shared nothing with us other than by way of confessionals.
That's fair. I have a question, and I genuinely don't know the answer, so I don't have anything that I could even really add. But I know that certain aspects of a game show, of a reality show, anything that's involving a prize and money or whatever else, if they say that it is randomly selected, it has to be because there are rules and laws and stuff, right? Yeah. But when it comes down to things like who are your traders for the season or who gets the money in your box for this show, Do those things have to actually be randomly done?
I think when it's randomly selected, I think they either have a name generator or they spin a wheel or something, and there's someone from the FCC that is watching and governing this.
But
But what those advantages are and the strength and weaknesses of those powers, that is not governed by anyone.
I wasn't
sure. That's where production manipulation can come into play.
Yes, but they did not use the word randomly selected. I specifically was like, I wonder if they're going to use those words because then they would have to. But they said selected. And so that's why, for me, I'm just always like, as a producer, are you pulling strings there to see who's getting the money or no?
I think if because it was kind of insinuated on episode 6, and you don't have to, once it's said, it doesn't have to be said 100 times. And then even if he says it in generalities, once something like that is done, that's when they bring on someone from legal that reads over everything that's happening, how it's being done, and then everyone reads along, signs afterwards, and then looks at the camera and says, I acknowledge Roman Reigns to be my tribal chief.
Sweet, great.
Yeah, because it felt like throughout the season, whoever's gotten the case has kind of been a production
fave
person. Yeah, like it felt like it was someone that they wanted to get the money. But also it surprised me that Sydney, never gets the money, because that's someone I think that production really likes. But we see him like in different ways.
But one hell of an advantage.
Yes, one hell of an advantage.
Yeah. So I think that's on the up and up. As I said, I feel where the real manipulation is done is the strength and weaknesses of the advantages and powers and everything else. So I think they like Sam, and if you notice, Sam had the most power of anyone in this game.
They were like, you can send 2 people home right now because it's Wednesday, and you're like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. Can someone get immunity? No, because we want you to take out whoever you want to. We prefer bad TV. Not a problem.
Good.
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
So well, Cara has the money, Sam has the clue, and I meant to bring this in the other room. So Cara has a circle belt, which I don't have a problem with the circle belt per se. I do have a problem with the double circle belt, because the double circle belt is, I don't have the double G Gucci belt.
Wow.
And I'm just like, if you don't have or can't afford or don't want, any of those can be true, the double G Gucci belt, don't get the double circle belt.
Where does she live? Like, where is she from? Because that also might limit her options.
I think
she's in California.
Oh, okay, cool.
Great. I've ordered my Gucci belt. So my fiance, of course, went to the Gucci store to get hers, but
of course.
I'll be honest, I didn't notice any belt at all.
Well,
you did, Phillip.
Well, I have plenty to say about Cara's looks in episode 8 because I'm saving it for there.
Fair. Okay.
I think she looks flawless the entire way.
Well, and I think you should think that even more. Well, I think she could be shown to look even more magnificent, but that's not the story we're telling.
Agree. Fair.
Yeah. So Cara and her family have never had it easy ever. It's like, geez, I mean, ever? I mean, there had to have been a good day sprinkled in there somewhere.
Every day's a bad day.
Every day comes up Millhouse.
Remind me to bring up this topic when we get to episode 8, because I don't want to reveal anything in episode 7 for people just listening to this episode, but I have a lot to say about this in particular.
Oh, sure. So, well, her dad has cancer, many versions thereof, appears to still be working. Kudos to him. And my big takeaway from all of this, she sounds like she should be a contestant on the new era of Survivor, because that's all of them.
I mean, I appreciate how she is bringing her adversity to the forefront, because I think, like, to be honest, I never even knew that I had dealt with that much like adversity in the world until you're consistently asked about it. And you have to like say things out loud. And as you're saying them out loud, you're like, look at me. You know what? I've made it through a lot. But like, you don't know, because you just keep like moving forward and experiencing it, and it goes wrong. Then you make it right. And it's experiences like this, where you're like, I'm doing this and I'm flipping burgers and I just want my family to be okay. When you say that out loud, you're like, here come the emotions, the tears, all of it. Totally.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's difficult. Sorry, it's difficult too because you don't want to say anything that's gonna be like, is this something that I think is like, important to me, but it's gonna come off whiny, or is it gonna come off like, oh, woo is me, like you don't. I feel like she was a good blend of, like we could feel her emotion and for her case of like what she's gone through.
No, I find Cara and her edit to be extremely likable, and I'm for it.
Totally.
So, well, the agenda is to get 3 people to move out of their seats, and you sit in their place. If not, 2 votes against you. Guess what? Cara always sits by the fireplace. I feel that production knew that Cara always sits by the fireplace.
I mean, for me, again, I don't think these agendas are getting easier. I think the players are getting smarter. And I think that if we would have seen this agenda initially in episode 1, like Lauren would have made this weird. Like, I just think that like at this point in the game, now you have to think about, you've established a sense of normalcy and you can use that to your advantage. Episodes like 1 through 3, there was no normalcy yet.
All right, so tell me if this is normal, okay? Because we have the fireplace thing. Maybe
Fair.
I take advantage and say I'm the millionaire, of course.
Yes.
And I have this agenda. All right, so we have the fireplace. Maybe I feel like that's not my spot, right?
Cool.
But then we have this activity later, or challenge, or whatever they're calling it this episode, which does not no consistency whatsoever on what these things are called. But say we have the activity and, it's freezing cold. There's the water, there's the cold stones and all that. And then afterwards, there's the hot tub. Is this on brand and conspicuous and not conspicuous for Jonny Fairplay, if I am the millionaire, to get into the hot tub and be like, hey, I like to put my butthole on the little bubble things? Is that, you think?
Okay. My only defense for that is take note how smart Cara is, and she understands the societal norms of it all. I don't think she plays a damsel in distress at all until she says, but the sun's in my eyes. And take note that everyone that she asks to switch is a guy. And they're all like, oh, okay, cool. If the sun's in your eyes, I'll move. And I think that was done like on purpose, with purpose, for purpose, because she knew who she could manipulate and who you'd be like, well, that's weird.
But can I ask a guy to move so I can put my butthole on the bubble thing?
Only if it's me, Johnny. Only if it's me. I will gladly allow you to.
Johnny, you could get away with any of this because nothing surprises anyone.
No,
right? You could come up with the most absurd thing.
I don't think anyone's going, I bet the agenda was to put your butthole on the bubble thing.
You 100% could.
And I'm working the entire hot tub. I'm like, ooh, let me see if these butthole bubbles are stronger.
I feel like they could have given you the hardest, mission or whatever it's called, and you would have accomplished it because nothing is too crazy for you, right?
Yeah.
Like you have that persona that you could do something wacky, and that might just be Johnny, or that might be an agenda. We don't know.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if I'm playing this game, I'm never giving a real clue out, and I'm convincing everyone else to never give a real clue.
That's fair.
Yeah. So those people may know, and that may work against me, but everyone else will. We will not be in a society of sharing if I'm on $1 Million Secret season 2.
You're either first one out or you make it to the end.
I make it to the end. I don't know if I win. I love to finish third. It's like my favorite gimmick. So wish that paid accordingly. Consistency is what I'm looking for. So Corey, Cara always has to sit by the fireplace. Corey, who got the clue? Sydney is pissed. Sam asks Kyle if he has a sister. Then he says he has one. Then she reveals her clue. And Sam trusts Cara and Kyle. And I'm just like, well, how about a conversation first? But no, there's no need to, because Jamie has 2 sisters. And Sydney's like, has anyone else noticed Cara's energy's changed? Like, she doesn't really say a lot. I get that. But usually she smiles when she does it. And she looks very no expression.
Yeah, I think the only thing to me that I thought, like the only thing that seemed out of the ordinary or heavy-handed to me in all of episode 7 and 8, honestly, is when out of nowhere, Cara says, and again, let me know if you're like, maybe that's not that weird. She goes, my intuition says it was something about having siblings. And in this moment, I should be dishonest. I was like, wait, what? Like, that just seems like a weird thing.
Yeah.
Considering you played like a pretty straightforward game all the way through. And you're like, something in my gut said siblings. And I was like, what? Like, why?
I think she was just looking out for anything. And I don't think Sam's smooth in asking questions.
Okay, fair.
So I think that was the trigger. I don't think it had anything to do with siblings. It was just Sam, her putting her investigator, you're in the room and, and everything you can, everything you say can and will be used against you. You can ask for an attorney. Don't. Yeah.
I think she knew that someone was going to ask something. So as soon as the first person asked any kind of question, she deflects. So she could say in confessional, oh yeah, I just had a feeling it was gonna be my siblings or something like that. That's just her in confessional. She could say whatever, but I think she was just waiting, knowing someone had a clue and someone's gonna ask questions at some point. And whatever it is,
Detective Sydney is being Detective Sydney.
Exactly.
or sorry, Detective Sam. Sorry, Detective
I knew what
Sam.
you meant. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. Confusing the hot girls happens a lot. All right.
I mean, to be honest, even Detective Sydney was like, it's Cara, no matter what. Like, she held tight.
Yeah.
So like, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong.
Yeah. So, Sid and Jamie are working together, and Sid says to Corey, "Don't let the quiet girl fool you." And immediately, bad news. Corey knows it's Sid.
Oh, this poor man.
Here's the clues. All right, you said it. It's you. It's like, no. Remember the clues. The clues is what we're reflecting back to, not the fact that I figured it out, and that makes it me somehow.
I think Corey comes back around eventually. I'm not going to give too much away, but
he comes around at the worst possible time.
The worst possible time, but I think he does slowly piece it together.
He is 1 for 800, and his timing could not have been any worse.
Yeah, he would have just stuck with his original instinct. We'll get there.
Yeah. Okay. So, bad read. Corey knows it's Sid. Of course, he tells Cara, and Cara tells Sam that she has one sister because Sam is way too inquisitive here. I think that's the tell. And so Sam, of course, tells Cara the clue. And Sam is convinced that someone else has two sisters other than Jamie. Well, that's true because you literally just talked to them and they lied to you. Well, guess what? It's we get the announcement that it's swimwear time. It is a windy, icy spa activity. It's cold stone massage, either getting or receiving. You're in pairs based on the color robe that you chose. You have to lay down on a massage table, and while someone else dives into icy water, you have to stack 9 stones and 5 zones on the other person. And Peter has his drink. All is well in the world. And Sydney once again understood the swimsuit assignment.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Bobby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bobby working that pause and slow-mo button over here.
There might have been a pause at some point. And also that shot of just get ready. I was like, whoa, where did this come from?
Oh, yeah, like, right.
On your marks, get it. Whoa.
Yeah, Bobby's ready.
I'm up.
He's up. He's ready. Yeah. I do want to talk about the challenges, excursions, the missions, whatever it is.
Activities today.
Activities on this day. I think that they did a really great job, and a lot of reality shows don't. They did a really good job of picking activities and skills that anyone could do regardless of age, gender, athleticism. It's one of those things where like you didn't have to be good at anything specific to still do well on this show. And I think that that's the sign of a good reality show, because that means that you can cast almost anyone and still have people do well at this game. And it's not like all endurance stuff where they're holding weight over their head and stuff like that, because then you have to like bring in a certain type of person. But I love the fact that like you didn't really have to have good skill to do well on this show.
No. And truth be told, their activities / challenges / excursions / 12 other names that they use to avoid consistency in any way, they were hit and miss. Some were immensely better than others, but the fact that it was equal playing field, I think I'll allow the hit and miss factor.
Totally.
Yeah. Now, was anything more obvious than get the same color robe as the person you want to work with? Because when I was looking at that rack, I was just like, okay, they're clearly all this, like there's 2 of each color. That's going to be someone you're teamed up with. Like get the same one.
I don't think Kyle knew that.
No, I mean, I'm sure someone didn't. It seemed like they were just grabbing one by one.
I think Sid and Jamie did, and that's all that needed to happen.
Yes, yeah. And did we like this challenge though? I get that it's nice that it's.
I like the fact that you get all of your stones first and then try.
Yes.
Because otherwise, there is no reason for that person to sit still while you're still retrieving stones. That literally makes no sense.
Nope, I actually hated the entire thing, but I just loved how it was an even playing field. But like, I hated the actual activity of itself. I didn't think it made good television to watch.
No,
I didn't really understand what was happening. I just applauded the fact that anyone could do well in it.
It was like watching paint dry, the actual challenge of it all. Like stacking before you had all the rocks. I'm just like, why is this happening? And why are they forcing me to watch this?
Fair.
Like,
and where's the speed up the
Yeah, we were good like 2 minutes into the challenge. I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand it. Like I should know right away what this challenge is and how to compete in it.
Yeah,
but
I thought initially it was you get one in one zone, and once it's cleared, and then you do the next.
And go back and get one more, go back, get one more. That's what I thought it was.
It was not that. And I'm just like, well, then why are these, everyone is stupid?
Yeah.
I'm thinking they changed the rules. I don't know. I feel there's a level of confusion that not only the viewer had, but probably the participants had as well. And with all that, I'm like, okay, I feel like this challenge was a dud. But once again, could be accomplished by anyone. But apparently easier for Jamie and Sid than anyone else.
I'll take that.
Now, I mean, between this and the challenge in episode 8, whoever their game challenge person is, like, let's be real. I like that it's an even playing field. I hate whoever it is coming up with these challenges. Because, like, how do you even come up with this rock massage challenge?
I hated the challenges in 7 and 8. Other than that, I enjoyed the rest of them. But yes.
I thought, I was just like, so what's the next part? Like on challenge on episode 8, we're not going to talk about, like, I'm just like, all right, and I'm just like, wow. I was like, is there, like, we're
really phoning it in.
Is there an earthquake that's going to happen during like the room the room shakes, right?
No.
No.
This is like we're phoning it in at the ultimate level.
You're blindfolded while you're doing. Nope.
Something.
Yeah, no. I was like I feel like I've seen this challenge at Vacation Bible School, and I don't.
Yeah. That's a great way of putting it, because it feels like a kids camp challenge. We'll get to it in episode 8. I don't want to give away too much, but between this one and that one, it just felt like they were phoning in the rest of the season and being like, let's just get to it and get it over with.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, Sid and Jamie win. Peter has a gong to accompany his drink. Where did the gong come from? Because he was all in on it.
Oh, he was waiting all morning. He's like, can I just like try it out? And they were like, no, wait till the end. When you do it one time, it's important. He was like, okay.
It's very important. You don't want to wear out that gong.
The energy he brought to like the gong was like, when your mom is like, if you're good, ice cream on the way home. He was like, fuck yeah. I was like, yep, there we are.
Here we are. So, you know who also understood the assignment for the swimsuits? Cara and Sam, but don't worry, we barely get a peek.
It's not about that. It's not about that life. It's not that show.
Not according to the edit. All right. According to the edit, you're correct, but wrongo. All right. It's time to head to the hot tub. Wow, that's a perfect place to get someone's seat. Don't worry, we're almost there. Trophy room. And how does Sid make a twisted up t-shirt look hot? I mean, literally, that's an American Apparel $6 shirt. And I'm just like, I need to get a an American Apparel $6 shirt and tie it in a knot, apparently. And I'm going to enjoy the day.
Here's the thing about her. If she's wearing it confidently and unapologetically, I think everyone's in on it. And I love that energy always.
All right. Bobby, did you like the shirt?
I'm trying to remember it. This was also 3 a.m. when
like
I watched this.
peach color,
Mhm.
color shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched right before we went live because I had to stay up watching Love Island season 6, whatever the last one was, and just to completely destroy my dreams for the next week.
It's a good one.
So
Good one.
yeah, there we go. All right. Let's see. In the trophy room, Sid and Jamie are whispering for no reason, to which Peter explains, "Hey, you don't have to whisper."
You have to whisper, guys.
Sydney and Jamie continue whispering.
Yep. They're like, okay, great. Thank you. I'm like, is this ASMR? What is happening right now?
I don't know. I was like, this. Are they like? This is a rib? Like I guess once you're in the zone, it's just like, hey, you don't have to be but we're already in the zone. We're gonna stay in the zone.
You know what it was like giving, when you have to like have a stern, firm opinion, but it's like in an office, so you don't want to scream, but you just want to like make your voice sound serious enough. That's what it was, where they were like, no, I'm not leaving here without receiving a clue. Like you can tell they just were very apologetic to one another and still trying to like stand up for what they want. And I was like, contemporary American society, just like stand up for it. But they were like, absolutely not.
No.
My favorite part was when Peter told them, you don't have to whisper. And they're like, oh yeah, you're right. So sorry. That's not what I was doing. I'm like, what? Like,
okay. All right, cool. Great. Easy.
We lost it here. We lost it.
Yeah. Well, Sam tells Corey and the rest of the group about the 2 sister clue, to which Corey replies, I have 2 sisters.
Oh, that's weird. I have 2 sisters. And you're like,
that sucks for you, Corey. Maybe that's not your answer.
Say you have 17 sisters, anything but 2. Like it's in your face. They literally, we've seen it time and time again where people slip up in this season and just say the wrong thing at the wrong time, trying to be honest for whatever reason. I don't care if you have 20 sisters. Like, just say you have either no sisters, 1 sister, 20, but not 2. Anything
The
but
answer
2.
is anything but 2. Yeah.
Someone's lying about their job. I actually have another job. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Nope, forget it. It's good. All good.
Yeah.
At what point do these people learn? Like, it's not hard. Just don't tell the truth ever.
So, Sid will receive a clue. Meanwhile, Kara completes the challenge thanks to clueless Kyle, and the clue is there is no clue. Thanks, Peter. Oh wait, but there's an agenda that's huge, and I feel that we're only getting this particular agenda because Sid is a possible recipient of the said agenda, and it's immunity from vote and kill shot. I'm like, wow, that sure is a lot of power going into the game. It's almost like you really want her on this last episode.
Yes, that felt like, well, and how lame was it when you were watching? At first, we didn't know that she was going to get an agenda, right? And as soon as they were like, well, there is no clue, I was just like, then what's the point? Like,
what are we doing here?
Like, thank God they threw in an agenda, but I was just screaming at my TV. I was like, then this was all for nothing. Like, what are we doing, show? Like, I have no problem with them trying to go a little different, but to say, oh, there's no clue, but, like, it was just like, yeah, you led with that no clue for a while and then gave us the but.
I'm okay with it. I mean, it keeps the hot girl in the game. As I said,
was good with it. I just didn't like the lead up to it.
It should have just been there is no clue, but of course there's an agenda.
Yes.
My question for you is the following: would you rather get a hefty, heavy-handed clue to who the millionaire is, or get the agenda for the immunity?
This agenda right here is much better.
This one, 1,000%. This one.
Really?
Oh yeah. Now this is it's a bulletproof vest. It's wonderful.
Yeah. It's the ultimate power, because then you can throw off any kind of deception your way anyway, and it doesn't matter. You can't go home. There's nothing that can get back to you.
If Kara's not the millionaire at this point, this is a double shot for Sydney.
Fair.
Yeah.
If Corey is the millionaire, holy shit. Corey's top 2 allies go home.
Yeah. Okay.
Guaranteed.
The problem with the show that they never explained in this episode was, what if Kara did vote Sydney? So does Sydney get the power to send someone home? Does no one go home? Are we going into the final episode with 5? Like, what happens? There's no explanation.
We don't explain when you correctly guess who the millionaire is or anything else.
There.
Yeah.
There's just no explanation of what happens if she takes the kill shot and it misses because Sydney's safe.
I feel, going back to, you will receive a clue. The clue is there is no clue. I think in some countries, this show down the road in syndication is potentially on like a CW or whatever, throughout the world, it's syndicated, and that's a commercial cliffhanger.
Yes.
So in the aspect of streaming commercial-free Netflix, it's like, this is weird. Why did they do it like this? But I think down the road, that's the commercial cliffhanger. You're just like, the clue is there is no clue. You're like, well, that fucking sucked. And then after the commercial break, it's like, oh, well, that was worth it.
I want to believe it's like Traitors, where, when you can like murder someone, but then they are immune, so then they come back the next morning too, and that's like the only time in the show where both the traitors and the normal people are like impressed with what has happened.
Well, that's why this is very traitor-esque, and
I just don't know how that changes the game going into the final episode with 5 people. Like, that literally changes all the challenges, everything, right? It doesn't.
Agree.
I don't know. There was no clarification. That's what frustrates me. I need clarification on things.
I feel they don't want this show to become too nerdy to chase off people. So if you're too nerdy, they're just like, look, anything we don't give you won't come into play, so don't worry about it. And then the people that aren't nerdy, they're much less confused.
It's the White Lotus of reality TVs.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. That doesn't mean anything. But so many left open and no explanation.
So many things. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right. It's the agenda, the immunity from vote and kill shot. 2 people are gonna. You have to have 2 people ask, "Are you okay?" And Sydney's like, "Oh, this is so easy. I'm the hot girl and I fall a lot." And I'm just like, really? I did not. And then they showed they called back to her falling in the snow, which we thought was an agenda item. So and if that's not enough, she has to create a clue. So she walks down, she almost falls, she doesn't fall. It's a fall fail. And and Sydney asked who had the money, because the clue is the person that has had the money before isn't the millionaire. And everyone's like, yeah, that doesn't really make sense as a clue, but didn't you just fake fall?
I had to rewind her fall. The first one, when she came back into the room and she tried to fall, it was not a fall attempt at all. Like, if I'm going for it, I'm landing on my ass on the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
No way. She's too odd for that. Absolutely not. She's not risky.
Sydney. We like Sydney on the podcast, but like, Sydney girl, come on. Like, that was like, she literally went, da-da. Oh, man.
I felt like the move is just come back moody and just not talk. And then you're like,
yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
And you're like, it's fine. I'm just pissed off that I didn't get a fucking clue, because they said the clue was already given out, or the agenda was already given out, so there is no clue. Or the clue was already given out. Like Sam got the clue earlier, so now there's no fucking clue.
Yeah, but would you have believed that? Because even I, as a viewer that was in the trophy room with them, when he was like, there's no clue, I was like, bullshit. Even though it came out of his mouth, I was like, no,
I know.
that's wrong. So I don't know if they would have believed her.
Yeah, I don't know. But the fall, I feel as confident as she was on the falling, I don't see her being that. I mean, she's a very proper, statuesque woman. Mm-hmm. I just don't. She doesn't give off. She's had 2 instances, which for Sydney's perfect life is probably a lot, but it's just like, you don't read clumsy.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
So I was just saying, once you've missed the first fall, you can't go back to that.
You can't get back. That was the issue.
Doesn't
He did
matter.
2 falls too close, and I was like, nope, and she's done.
Yeah, no, don't worry.
Sorry. Phil, what were you saying though?
I think that again, if we've learned anything in this show, the agendas work better when it's one-on-one. And so because she did that in front of the entire like group, and half fell but half didn't, and then she realized that half of them were turned away from the door so they didn't even see it, and it was a mess. And I was like, oh no, and we're going down.
But don't worry, she fake falls in front of Sam, who sees that it's fake, but that's okay. She completes the agenda because even though falling doesn't elicit a reaction, sitting there with an ice pack, being a hot girl, you will always get a reaction.
Was it production that stepped in when she hit the ground?
Yeah.
Because
and I thought it was production that said, "Are you okay?" I didn't even think it was Sam.
So Sam didn't get to have that moment of "Are you okay?" Because as soon as she hit the ground, production ran in, and I was like, "You knew she was doing this, right? Like we all knew." So I don't know why you're trying to help her right now, but okay. But yes, I do agree completely that after a while, she gave the girl with an ice pack, and she was like, "But." And they're like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "No." And I was like, "Yes, there we go.
We go." That it's like my my youngest daughter. Like it's just like I need one of those new Yoda band-aids. And I'm like, for what? If you squint,
you look really close.
If you just squint your eyes and you can see it. And I'm just like, where? And like, and the spot moves because you just need that Band-Aid here-ish. The new Yoda Band-Aid, not the old Band-Aid brand Band-Aids, but the Yoda.
God, no.
Yeah, the Baby Yoda Band-Aid, it needs to be visible for friends, family, just conversation starter, if you will.
Yeah. My daughter, it will be like, "Oh, I need the My Little Pony ones, and oh, here you need one Band-Aid. Here you go." And then somehow she ends up with 5 all over her body.
And you're like, "So many," and you're like, "Okay, great, here we go." Yeah. I mean, I'm
calling CPS on you, Bobby.
It looks like that. I'm like, did you just get into a car accident? Like, what happened to you? And now I got to take them off. Now you're gonna cry because I'm taking them off, and it rips, your hair on your arm. And it's like, okay, just leave it. I don't even care. Just leave it. At a certain point, you just have to not care and let them figure it out.
You just bless it and release it.
Phil, did they have black Band-Aids your entire childhood, or was that a later thing?
No, that's brand new, and I have them right now because I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna support the people." I'm gonna tell you. Wait, if you ever send me a text on like anything, I only use black emojis, and here's why. So I don't care at all. But once they did the iOS update, my mom texted me with all of them, and she said, "You have to use these now." And I was like, "Why, Carol?" And she's like, "We earned these." I was like, we did that. And so now I only use black emojis. Normally one of these guys. I like throw them all in there.
I'm a black thumbs up emoji. Anyone that knows me,
I feel like that doesn't surprise me. You trained me as a black thumbs up emoji.
And people out there just like, "Why do you do the black thumbs up emoji?" I'm like, because black thumbs matter.
Black thumbs matter every day.
It's too soon. I don't know. All right. So I remember it was much later in life for me, and I'm much older than you, so I want to know when this was timeline wise. But I remember when the black Band-Aids came. I'm just like, that's kind of a smart thing, since half the fucking people don't want the white ones.
I will tell you, as a dance competition judge and a former dancer myself, they just started making tights and ballet shoes in like a darker brown, a darker whatever, probably within the last 8 to 10 years, which if you think about how long competition dance has been alive, that's not good. But like those tights and the ballet shoes are supposed to look like an extension of the leg and the foot. Yeah. And so in turn, the sheer fact that like dancers of color never had them is insane to me.
Well, all right. On the reverse side of that, whoever invented the hookers pantyhose, or not the hooker, the Hooters, or maybe hookers were them too. The Hooters pantyhose, you're a horrible person. I don't like the Hooters pantyhose ever under any circumstance.
No. No.
Or the hooker's fanny.
Or hooker's pantyhose.
I feel the hooker's pantyhose are needless.
Oh dear God.
I really feel like it, for time management, it's a poor decision.
Are you okay?
Where were we at?
So we're asking Sydney if she's okay. She's giving the energy of the most popular girl in middle school that twisted her ankle, and you're like, she's on crutches. Everyone needs to do everything for her, and you're like, okay, cool, great.
Yes. You have to do her homework for her. She can't even hold her pencil. Her ankle hurts.
It's great.
Can I ask you guys this? Do you think it was fair and should have counted the way that she led Corey to the answer? Where she's like, aren't you going to ask me if I'm okay?
I'll allow it. She's the hot girl. Who cares?
I know, but at the same time, like, that's what you need them to say. I get it's all within the rules.
If Lydia does that, absolutely not.
It's a gray area, right?
But also, Lydia being an older woman, I feel like she can.
I want to
excuse me. Or like, it's like an older woman or older person being like, are you gonna hold the door open for me? And you're like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Yep, totally. Like, no matter what, I think you need to know how to play the card that you have. And again, I think Sydney is smart enough. I know that Cara did it before, but Sydney never would have pulled that with like Cara or Sam. She knows to do it to like a guy and be like, aren't you gonna ask me if I'm okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Like, I think she knows how to play it.
I totally forgot for like half a second that you're the hot girl. Yes, are you okay? I was just in my own thoughts, and I should have looked at you, and then once again reminded, you're the hot girl. Are you okay? So, no, as I said, but if Lydia had done it, I've been like, yeah, I want a rules infraction. I want her out of the game, fucking right now. Like, you have Lydia go, are you gonna ask me if I'm okay? Lydia, please report to the trophy room. Bring your suitcase.
Please bring all your things.
And you will never be a millionaire, no matter how good you do at poker.
I can't.
Thank you.
Leave that woman alone. I think she's a star.
All right. Well, guess what? Sydney completes the agenda, of course. Sam and Cara both know that it's an agenda. What did she get? Who's to say? Cara's got to guess. I bet it's immunity from my kill shot in the vote.
It's so weird. So strange.
I mean, she's had, go back and watch from episode 1, correct reads throughout. And if you just put on your producer cap, what could they possibly give Sydney if they're not giving her a clue? Something fucking huge. What's fucking huge? Immunity from my kill shot.
Agree. I will also say that it is a smart take for anyone in season 1 to be that clued in, just because you haven't seen the show before, so you don't even know what the clues would look like. So for her to be that able to clock it immediately says a lot about the type of psychological and intellectual player that she is, because, like, again, we've seen, let's say, Trader seasons 1 through 3, Deal or No Deal on season 1 and 2. Even though you don't know exactly what to expect, you know kind of what the show is capable of. You know what they're going to kind of lead you into. So the sheer fact that she has all this good, solid information on season 1 of a show that's never aired, that's amazing.
Yeah, Corey is not figuring this out.
No.
Bad read. Corey is like,
okay.
I bet the advantage is an extra dessert at Ruth's Chris dinner tonight.
Listen.
I bet whoever got whatever it was at the trophy room, you get the hot lava cake and the cheesecake.
He's tall. His skin is good. He'll be great.
He's got
love Corey.
Great ink.
Right.
I mean, you know, life will work out.
Yeah.
He does. I did notice on the next episode, I was just like, is he Temu Tech Money?
Not Tech. Oh, no. Not Tech.
Too soon?
It's not too soon. He's alive still. It's fine. All good.
Everything is Temu something with Johnny. Like, you could be the most beautiful girl in the world, and he'll be like, well, but you're Temu's this person. Like,
he's a good-looking guy. Tech Money is a great-looking guy. All right. Let's see. It's dinner time. Ruth's Chris is here, and oh my God, it's my favorite word of all. It's the penultimate elimination dinner. Thank you, Peter.
They use the shit out of that one. Yep.
I'm a big fan. I use the shit out of that one. That's my favorite word.
Really?
Yeah. I just fucked myself for season 2 of this player's favorite word is penultimate. I'm like, motherfucker. I also like too soon. I guess that's more of a phrase. I don't know. All right. Too soon for the callback to too soon?
Never.
Who's to say? All right. See if you paid attention there. I have a more favorite phrase.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can tell you like 5 or 6 that you use, Johnny. I've got them down by now.
I try to work them in. So, well, Sid starts because Peter says, Sid, start. Thanks, Peter. And she says, it's Cara, everybody. I've done the math. It's Cara. Don't worry. She's already clocked me too, but it's Cara. And so then Sam shares the clue. Jamie is crying and she says, I ain't it, period. Thank you, Bobby Lights, for the period pronunciation of that word. And this is tough because I feel it's painfully obvious that it's not Jamie. Cara, I also think, sees that it's painfully obvious. No one else feels that it's painfully obvious. And even if Sid does feel that way, she's just like, that's where the votes are going because these people are idiots. I'm sticking with it.
I will say that Kyle gave us glimmers of hope here at that. We're not calling it round table, at that long table, the dinner table, the elimination.
The Ruth Chris dinner table, sorry.
The Ruth Chris dinner table. Yeah. Kyle is like, Cara, you have been like extra quiet. So, I mean, I guess technically I could see what Sydney's saying. So, like, again, do I think that that's ultimately what heals his hate later on in the episode? Yes. But I do think he did give us glimmers here.
Yeah. Well, I also think, so I think Cara's number 1 is Corey. And yes. I think her number 2 is Kyle. But if you're the millionaire with the kill shot and you don't want to show your cards, keep your number 1, kill your number 2, and then you're no longer sus.
Yeah, I disagree. I think her number 2 is Sam because she knows Sam is never going to come after her. She's got whatever bond. Her number 1, I agree with you, is Corey. And I think she knows that Sam is very close to her or has some kind of feeling about her that she will never eliminate her. So that's her number 2. I think Kyle is the disposable one here. And that's why she knew
either way
that something's up with Sydney. Sydney got something in the trophy room. I can't risk it. He's the one who I can get rid of and whatever. And also back to the Jamie point, I think they didn't care. It didn't matter what Jamie did. They had the numbers and they didn't want to go away from getting rid of one of their own to risk the relationships they had going into the final.
The only person Jamie has is Sid, so they don't care.
There's nothing she can do in that situation. Yeah. She's just out.
All right. Sam may be Cara's number 2, but I feel perception-wise at the Stag, Kyle could be perceived as number 2, even if he isn't. I think perception-wise, the boys have been looking out for Cara because it's po pitiful Cara. That even though she looks attractive in a bikini, we're not going to focus on it.
I think that Cara made an incorrect call. I think this was the time to take Sam out. I think she, in receiving the clues and asking all the things that she's been asking, I think for me, I feel more comfortable intellectually going into a final with Corey and Kyle than I do with Corey and because like I want someone in that final 3 with me that does not bring all the same skill sets that I do. And so if you're really like thinking about it, it's almost kind of like final tribally where you want to be able to have a resume that no one else does. And so if it's you and like 2 guys that are like pretty athletic, I'm going to play that up to make sure that I'm the last one.
I don't know. I feel the read of the room on the depth chart is Cara is a non-threat.
Apparently, yes.
She's got big brother Corey and middle brother Kyle. And she's cool with Sam, but I don't think they're a quote unquote alliance and or perceived as such. So, and she, as I said, Bobby, you could be right. Sam could be number 2 in her depth chart of who believes her more and all that, but it doesn't matter. I think perception to the rest is Kyle's her number 2. And if Cara had the million, she's not taking the kill shot on her number 2.
I like that we all have different perceptions here, because like literally all three of us have a different like feeling about how this goes, and that's kind of the beauty of the show. Yeah. I just think the problem with getting rid of like a Sam here, right, is Sam trusts you. Sam says multiple times throughout the season, "Oh, I just hope it can't be her because then it'll break my heart." So I think Cara knows that, and Cara is not going to let anything happen to Sam because Sam's going to take her as far as possible. Then she knows she has a very strong relationship with Corey, right? But Corey and Sam don't have a relationship like she does with each of them. So no matter what, she can't touch that because she's number 1 to both of them.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we got. I think we all have an argument with legs.
Yeah.
So the votes are in. It's the snake. That's Jamie. And she reveals it's empty as hell. She takes her kill shot on Kyle. But don't worry, Kyle misses his mama's cooking. And to which Peter says to both Jamie and Kyle, your time at the stag has come to an end. It's time to check out. So potentially Jamie and Kyle, I have more money on Jamie. They could, in fact, become a millionaire one day.
They could.
Yeah.
I think that in looking at the arcs of the players, I think they did justice by both Jamie and Kyle. I don't think either of them were unlikable. It's hard to say if they are memorable as players, and that's kind of the hard part. When like, I love the fact that the episodes were released in batches of 3 because you got more emotionally invested in the game and the show quicker. But the issue with that is, in this never-ending rotating wheel of reality TV people, they were only on TV for 3 weeks, and so like it's hard that like as soon as they come in, they're already out. Like, I was reading someone's Instagram story where it was like the grand finale tomorrow. And I was like, I've only known you for 14 days, 12 days. And I was like, that all happened so fast.
Yeah. I think as far as, let's say season 3 of $1 Million Secret is All Stars.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
Argument's sake.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I think you will have had to have been on episode 8 to qualify.
That's fair.
And I think also they got the standard 5th, 6th place boot edits, right? Like they've got enough to be relevant, but not enough to feel like they are main character vibes, right? Yeah. And I think this is the difference between a show that comes in batches, like we see with Netflix shows, where you get them, 3 at a time, which is great for the viewer because I like to binge my TV, right? I like to watch them in batches. Great. I got what I wanted to. I got my fix. I got a few hours of this show and got to know it. Great. But for the person playing the game, I get it, man. Like, Phillip, you were just on a show that lasted multiple months, right? And it's you week after week, you still had your face in the public eye. Yeah. And that's unfortunate for the people that are on, Netflix shows. It's not really the same thing unless you're on Love is Blind, which seems to last forever.
So Love is Blind is on Peacock. Oh no, sorry. I thought you said Love Island. Yeah, no, Love. But even Love is Blind is it's what 3 weeks or 4 weeks? Maybe it's 4 weeks.
I think it's 4 weeks, but also like the reunions, like the 5th
reunion, yeah.
So it's a little different with that. But
and I feel there's a much more emotional attachment on your people on Love is Blind because they're literally just like, as a show based on deception in which they're revealing nothing. On Love is Blind, they're literally revealing everything, except for their dress size if they were to go shopping with Shake, or if Shake could get them up on their shoulders.
Yeah, or if someone apparently is abusive, and then they just cut that storyline completely.
Oh well,
from a few seasons ago.
Yeah,
yeah, that was crazy. But to get back to this show though. Like I said with you, Phillip, being on Dondi, you had your face in the public eye for week after week after week for multiple months. These people don't get that. So it's kind of like in a blink of an eye. If you're not relevant, if you're not a Sydney, if you're not a Sam on the show, you really don't have any mainstay power to go on possibly other shows. Like I know people that are reality stars. I love you guys, but there's a little bit of vein in every reality star, right? That you still want your face in the public, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like a show or a show like this on this network where it's great for the fans and we get batches, it's not good for you trying to keep yourself a mainstay figure in the reality TV world. Whereas for you on Dondi, I feel like you got a good amount of time in the public eye and you're getting your face out there that I'll always remember you, obviously, because we're on the show together. But even before that, if I had never met you, I would be like, oh, yeah, Phillip was on season 2 of Dondi. I think in a few months, I'll be like, what was Kyle's name again? You know?
Yeah.
What I feel like the world could use a few less reality stars. So for some of these that are that you will not remember in 3 to 4 weeks, that's okay.
Hey, trust me, if I was on reality TV, I'd be the same way. I'd be like, okay, on to the next show. Let's go. Like I want to be memorable. I want to be someone that has that mainstay power.
Netflix loves keeping their shit in-house. We will be seeing Sydney and Sam for quite some time.
I don't know about Sam. I don't
maybe,
because
maybe. Well, you know what? Working at she is not single, so that really yeah. So yeah, maybe. I think you see Kyle on a Netflix dating show, and I think you see Sydney on a Netflix competition show.
And Chris probably on that same dating show, like Perfect Match season, whatever.
Yeah. I see him on Craigslist Missed Encounters or something, or casual, whatever.
Leave that man alone.
I think Chris
I'm not going to say what letters he's using.
I think Chris has actually more mainstay power than some of the people that lasted to the 3rd batch of episodes. I really do, because
I could see them he could be on what's that Perfect Match. Like there's some if Joey Sasso can make it on there, I think Chris makes it on there.
Yeah.
I think if you're not single and you're not someone who is like, I just don't think Netflix has enough game shows, right? Like they don't have enough reality game shows like this. Like they had The Circle, they had this, and they have that new one coming out, whatever it's called,
Backyard Games or something,
or whatever.
And then the battle is coming.
The Mole.
Yeah, the Mole. Yeah, okay. But the battle is coming, and the battle is going to be their version of the challenge, and that has Sydney's name written all over it. So whereas, you know what, none of these fit Sam. I mean, even though I think Sam was probably, easily top 2 most dynamic players of the season.
Yeah, because she's already married with a kid and her age and stuff. It doesn't really kind of work.
She's not going to be on Perfect Match, and I don't cast her like I don't think she's a good fit for Backyard Games or the challenge or the battle. Their version of the challenge. So all right, well,
like
Sam will miss you.
Are they ever bringing back the Mole or the Circle again? Like they might have another season of Circle come out, but like the Circle kind of lost its steam, right?
Circle is my favorite show. I literally watched the first 1 or 2 episodes last season. I'm just like, I guess I'm done with the Circle.
Yeah, I think that's how a lot of us felt.
Yeah.
Like I got into the last 2 seasons, I got into maybe the first batch of episodes and never went back. And I used to love this show. I think the British version is superior to the American version, which we can say about a lot of shows. But I just think that like there's just not enough reality shows, and it sucks that shows like The Circle or The Mole don't get the same publicity as like Survivor and stuff, because then Netflix is going to be like, well, these aren't working. Something happened.
$300 cameo, brother. Let's fucking go. Woo!
Oh, it says it was from Matt Bischoff.
Okay, wow. I got one earlier for $20. He's making $300. For $300, I will come to your house and exercise alone with you. I don't even care. Let's go.
Wow, how cool is that? That's a good cameo, brother. Yeah, I gotta finish this and fix my hair.
Yeah, Johnny, I'm gonna need that $25 whenever you get the chance. No, but to go back to what we're saying, sorry, I know we kind of went on a tangent. I just think that they need more reality shows like this, or like in some way that are because I'm sorry, like I get that they love the love shows, right? The relationship shows, and I know that sells. I know that's a huge thing for a lot of people. But
join Philip and Sydney on the Beautiful People Love Island podcast.
I'm good. I don't know enough. I don't
Yeah,
watch
you can
these
just
things,
watch.
man. I watched
You can watch them as they discuss
There you go.
Sydney and Philip on the Beautiful People Love Island podcast. It's gonna be great. I'm pretty excited about it.
I feel like even Love is Blind is kind of losing its luster, is it not?
Yeah, I like more dirty little secrets when they get back to the, was Izzy's credit score and the guy with the that can't wait to have a family, but he's got a
and
pretty
he already has like 3 kids from somewhere else.
Starter kid at home.
I guess on this latest one, so they were from Minnesota, right? And I started
there's no dirt in Minnesota. It's like you're looking for snow in the closet, not skeletons.
It was so boring. I'm sorry.
It was hard to get through. It was hard to get through.
It was like they were in the pods for like 10 months, right?
10
like
episodes of the 10 were in the pods, and I was like, that's too many.
It's too many. It's too many. And I knew that they were even going to the Vikings at one point. My wife told me about it, and I didn't even watch it. I was like, that's probably the one thing I would watch it for. And I didn't even get there because I was just so sick of the pods.
Oh, I got there. The live reunion was pretty good. So, but I don't know. Whatever. It's a thing. All right. Getting back to $1 Million Secret. So, Kyle is going home to his loving friends and family, and you can't put a price on that. I can. I'm going about 40,000.
I mean, considering the rest of them went home, what, a day and a half after? Yeah, totally.
$40,000 is the price I can put on loving friends and family. I think is exactly the number that I would place on loving friends and family. Just casual friends and the family you're stuck with. $15K tops, but loving friends and family, 40,000 is the number that you're looking for, Kyle. I'm glad to solve that mystery. Peter explains that immunity wasn't needed and is now null and void. Actually, Peter, that's not entirely true. The reason that immunity was there was the fact that she directed her kill shot at Kyle and not Sydney.
Yeah.
So it was needed. It may be void.
I mean, also that I do want, because I feel like not enough people are going to be like talking about this. So I'm going to throw this into the universe just because I believe in being a good person and a righteous person. And the guy that opens the door for Kyle, he stops and he shakes his hand and he says, "Thank you for taking care of us while we were here." I clocked that, Kyle. I don't know if anyone else did, but that's significant. So that to me showed more about who he is than anything in the actual game.
His mama raised him right.
Right.
They do that in the South. So up north, they don't make eye contact. Like,
I mean, was it as good as Harry's my compliments to the chef?
No, it was a million times better than weirdo Harry and his fucking OnlyFans photos.
Harry got a shout out in the final episode. Like,
he did.
Harry sucks. All right, we'll get there. Well, let's see. Sam got Jamie and Sid votes, and then the other votes were on Jamie. Sam knows that Corey is the millionaire. Bad read. Corey thinks Sam lied about the clue and is also the millionaire. All right, keep it up. And one episode to go, and next time when we come back, who's to say when? It's episode 8, Get Rich and Lie Trying, but it's not now. So until then, Bobby Goodsby can be found at Goodsby Bobby. Phillip Solomon can be found at P Solomon 12. That's SOLOMON. Hey, people need to know. Not everybody's watching. And I'm at Jonny Fairplay. No H in Johnny. It's JONNY FAIRPLAY. Go to JonnyFairplay.com, spelled the same way. If it wasn't, that would be weird. But go there, get links to my cameos. I've only got about Everybody re-upped again yesterday. I was at 18 the other day. I've been knocking them down and chopping them up slowly but surely. And then nope. Thank you very much. I just got my power bill today. I think we're gonna knock that out. That's wonderful. And yes, so I will be doing cameos for the next hour and a half, and I'm excited to do so. Thank you very much. For those of you wondering, they start with Jeff Probst with the mullet wig over there. They work their way over to a survivor flag. We have a tombstone for grandma. There's so much included. It's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, 50 cent on vinyl if it's your birthday. Go shorty. It's a whole thing. So cameo.com/Jonny Fairplay. But links to everything at JonnyFairplay.com. And of course, links to everything involving the Reality After Show Network at realityaftershow.com. Whew, that's it. You want to say goodbyes, everybody?
All right. Goodbye. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.